What a day. What a day. Let me say hello to you guys. I was kind of chatting with you guys there before we got started. It's nice to kind of see you. Hi, Purple Sky and Elise and Karen. Oops. Whoops. There we go. Hi, Brenda, Cynthia, Rob D, Joji. There we, Teresa. Greetings to all. Oh, just a second. And Caroline. Good to see you guys. Antoinette's looking for a penguin brooch or a t-shirt. Hi, Lori. Did you go to any of the protests last weekend? Where I was floored. I went to the one that was near us. I could not believe the number of people and oh my gosh, the posters and everything was great. There was someone who came out in a penguin outfit. But it was amazing. And whoever is coordinating this, they did a fantastic job. And I'm sure everyone is looking forward to the one is it on the 19th, I think? Yeah, I'm already looking forward to that. I think that's Easter weekend. Hello. Yeah, Karen, the signs were so fun. Lori went, yep, purple, there is a movement. And wow, how that just came off the heels of CORY. I mean, what an incredible surprise. I mean, he's going to be like kryptonite to these guys because going that long, everybody's talking about him around the world. There's no commercials, so people can just sit and listen and remember. And oh yeah, that's right. I mean, it was so nice to listen to him talk about our history and like why he loves the building and the rooms. And it's just like, we don't know any of that stuff. I mean, well, we're not there to see those things, but to really encapsulate our history and where we are, and then the symbolism of setting that record was just incredible. And the thing is, his narrative could not be interrupted. I'm telling you, the minute, the cameras are turned off of Donholio, he's done. But it's oligarchy-owned media, right? Hello, fellow light workers. No, what is that? I mean, no time like Easter to rise up. April 19th is the 250th anniversary of the Battle of Lexington and Concord, the start of the American Revolution. That is really interesting. And I believe that the American Revolution then, I think it ended, was it in 1783? I thought it was like 7 years after we declared independence. Yay, Sue Ann is here. Rob D, I'm so happy that he eclipsed him as well. I know, yeah, Trump has never ever gotten these type of crowd sizes. Yeah, they should debate. It would not take very many to just end this insanity. I know that there's kind of a pause right now, and it just kind of stopped the pandemonium and let everyone kind of get their breath, and to assess the damage going forward. But I know today was a really, really hard day. And in moments like this, I am so grateful CORY spoke that long and so recently, because it came right around the eclipses with Neptune and Aries, and it just lit up his chart and really empowered him. But to keep that alive, whenever, if you guys are on social media and you see CORY stuff, go ahead and repost it. Watch him, listen to his words, because he really holds that note so well of knowing his purpose, what he has to do, overcoming adversity when everything just feels like crap. And sometimes you just gotta turn it off, okay? I could feel myself kind of getting sucked into all that doom scrolling and all the news again, but it's a fire hose. It's just never going to end, okay? You can catch up with it at any time. So please be mindful of how your self-care, how you're taking care of yourself and how you're treating your energy field and your aura, because we get bombarded by this crap. It's just unbelievable. And then today I was recalling at our old house, we had these trees, and we had a lot of beautiful evergreen trees that just lined the whole side of the property and in the back. And it was like a peaceful sanctuary to me. Well, there were these 2 tall evergreens that were like farther back in the corner of the property. And I would always go over there because they were wide enough apart where I could stand between them, with enough space, but I was still snug in that area. But after my head injury, I would often go there purposefully because of my head injury in '09. Because I do not even recall where I read it, but that trees in the earth have the same frequency as, it's either the brain or the body. I can't remember. And just today, I was just thinking about that. Like, I would stand between those 2 trees and I would grab a branch from either one of those trees, and I would just stand there and I could just feel the surge of that healing, peaceful energy. And I could feel myself grounding even more deeply into the earth. And I could just feel the junk just kind of wash away. It was very refreshing. Like, even thinking about it right now, it's like, that felt really good. I feel some relief. And then taking the time to be mindful of your choices on how you're going to spend your energy. Because that is your currency during these times. It's like, we have enough problems with currency as it is, but it's about self-preservation and maintaining that vision and keep going forward. You know what? I'm going to grab my oracle card. I thought about this earlier today. Where are you, oracle? Kyle Gray. I just love. So we would like an oracle card for today, and just taking this day by day. Hi, Junosphere. I'm glad that you're here. Yes. Thanks so much for being here for us and providing a safe place for us to join our energies. Yes, and that's exactly it. When you're in the forest, you reconnect to that which is natural for you. Even if your forest is just like one little tree in the city, it is still connected to that pureness and purpose. And the other reason why I love doing new moon wishes with you guys is because every night as I watch that moon rise, well, it sets and then you get to see the fairy tale moon. And over the course of its transit, you get to see it become fuller and fuller and fuller. And every time I see that moon get a little bigger, I can always feel the energy that we put out there together. So as you're out there and you think about our group and the work that we have done, that moon holds that note that you can easily reclaim. Okay? Electra, how long did I stay to protest? Yeah, it was cold. I'm tired of this cold. Oh, look at the sun. Sun! Enjoy success and happiness. As I was just getting ready to say, we've had no sunshine and it's been very cold, and here comes the sun. How about that? Just symbolic. Here comes the sun. We're in the spring. There is warmth. The sun, the center of the universe, is the giver of life because it brings warmth. And that is, and I'm also getting like, this is Corey's big heart beaming down on us, having us all remember. And remembering our history. I think everybody's like forgotten. And I really believe that to get through this, of course, everybody has to come together. And I've been feeling that more and more that, the electorate is kind of like, what is going on? And kind of a pause. I don't feel that divisiveness so much anymore because it's so insane. And I'm sure that they're going to try to work at that. but it's also like everybody's kind of got to relearn why we do the things we do. I mean, what the economy is. There's some that think, oh, it always comes back. Well, you know what? Maybe this time might be a little harder. You know, and then people are going to have to learn about prices and blah, 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 blah. I mean, there's just so many things that we keep touching on. Like people have to learn about what the agencies are and what they do and why they're beneficial for us. I think everyone is getting a fast and hard lesson in that. And those things, it's like we all got to come together and realize those things. Okay. I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. Okay. So, can we just have a card? You know what? These feel kind of... I am used to my cards being so... Let's just shuffle these up a little bit. Look how pretty this cover is. Look at that owl. I had to buy 2 fake owls today at Aldi. They were only $10. But the woodpeckers are back, and I have a cedar-sided house, and they're building nests, and I'm just not very happy about that. They really worked, too. I mean, look at that art. Do you see that? I don't think I've really sat and looked at these going around here. I just feel like that oneness. Okay, this one is really popping out to me. But this is what I need. Oh, the Water Guardian. Connect with your emotions. Look how pretty she is. And you know what? We have several things still in Pisces. We have Saturn is still there. We have the North Node. We have Mercury. We have Venus all conjunct there. We're still waiting for Venus to go direct. It will happen on the 12th. And this is the other reason why it just feels like a long, hard slog through this. The Venus retrograde, it's like there's no love out there. It just feels empty-hearted and cruel. And I always say, this is when the Republicans thrive and they love this stuff. But it's like as that turns direct and it gets into Aries and Taurus, people are going to be like, what? They're going to be questioning this administration's values deeply and to the core of themselves. Because the other thing that is enmeshed in there is the Republican Party sun at 29 degrees Pisces. So all these things are sitting on top of them. They can't get away. And so this is, Pisces, that last degree of that sign, it's all about undoing. And they are undoing themselves and their legacy. It's sad to watch, but that was triggered at the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in January 2020. So anyway, Mercury is still in Pisces, so there's still that confusion, that blur, that haze around the edge of what's going on. But I can already feel with the Neptune and Aries kind of how the fog is burning off kind of all that lighting, and it's invigorating and inspiring for new starts. I mean, CORY embodied that so much from such a pure, incredible place. So what does this Water Guardian say? Where are you, Water Guardian? I think we had this one other time. Air, animal, direction. Ooh. Fire, angel, heart, magic, medicine. Okay, where are you? Water Guardian, here we go. So, here's the message. Take time to understand how you really feel. Know that your sensitivity is not a curse, but a gift that allows you to receive and understand messages directly from your soul. Water is the element that is in your blood, your tears, and your flesh. The Water Guardian represents the angels of water who can help you dive within to understand the depths of your emotions. These angels are all about helping you see that your emotions aren't just the feelings that are on the surface, they are also the old emotions you may have locked deep within the shadows of your soul. Through helping you acknowledge your deepest emotions, the angels of water help you to hear the messages these have for you and to unlock your intuitive powers and the energies of abundance. Extended message. Your angels want you to know that it's okay to feel the emotions that are surfacing in you at this time. It doesn't matter if they're joyous or sad. They are all powerful messengers that allow you to understand what you want and need. Taking time to breathe and acknowledge them lets them flow through you rather than crashing down on you as an overwhelming wave. Note that there are also intuitive psychic messages arising in you at this time, and unless you acknowledge everything as it comes up, you may miss important guidance that can lead you to support and love. How about that? We're not alone. We're not alone. There are a lot of angels willing to help us when we're in our grief, when we're in our sorrow, frustration, all that stuff. You are not alone. And I said this one popped out at me. Oh, guardian angel. Okay, and what am I just saying? You're not alone. You guys, you're not alone. This is crazy how this works. Yes, hit the like button, please. Yes, the fog is lifting. Yes, Karen. I know, Peg, intentionally manipulating it. And you know what? Saturn, I've often talked about Donholio's chart and how he has this unique aspect where he has Saturn and Venus conjunct. And there's just this sliver of a spot here. So Saturn representing obstacles and authority, blockages. So if someone's coming up, wants to know about his money, his taxes, these are things about Venus, you know, your comfort, your luxuries, where'd you get that money from? The cruelty towards women, because that is really a harsh thing to lead with women. This thing has always protected him, and, you know, the trickery he does with all the deception. It is in the sign of Cancer, and right here in the middle, 24 degrees, this is also USA Mercury, so that's like manipulating the masses, putting us in a tight squeeze, stealing, gaslighting, just everything that comes out of that mouth. So that has been very powerful, and, you know, until the Democrats came in the control with the House and Pelosi able to get these things, get this information, and getting convicted. But right now, there's also this configuration of Saturn-Venus, and Venus is retrograde and weak. So this Saturn, obstacles, blockages to money, is strongly activated right now. And this is even institutions. This is even the Republican Party. Looking back, their values, how they're going to get money. I mean, talk about a massive grift. So this is also happening right now, and it's in such a strong trine where this just flows exceptionally for him. So yeah, he's kind of feeling it. And why was I talking about that? Anyway, this is why he feels like he can direct this whole thing, you know, like a conductor of a concert band, okay? So there's that. But it's going to be a little bit of time before this all burns off. Again, April 25th, that is when Mars and Pluto exactly oppose one another. Take it easy in those days leading up. Then as Mars gets into Leo, it's going to be opposing Pluto. Wait. No, it should be, no, I'm sorry. I thought that was at the 29th degree Cancer, but no, it is at 0. It'll be a couple degrees Leo Aquarius. So anyway, And then Mars has to travel, I think, about 5 more degrees after that until it's free from its shadow, when it's free from the retrograde that has just had us held down. Mars can't defend us. It's just slow moving. And it feels like we are having to move boulders to try to get anything done. But that will release, and things, is we get Mercury and Venus also orbiting well. It's going to be so much easier, so much easier. April 12th. I meant April 25th. Did I say April 12th? I meant April 25th. Happy early birthday. Yes. Karen Louise, shout out to Japan. They hold the most U.S. debt. When they started dumping the U.S. treasuries, it had to end. I want to talk about that chart on what happened today and when he signed the tariffs. But, okay, there's that. I thought this was very interesting. I had reposted it. I thought it was from something recent. It was not, but it was so applicable to today. So Putz, this was in 2022. They were talking about how the United States can never win against China. And you know what? I have to just, whoever had the brilliant idea in the comments to call that country the red flag, I'm going to do that because I cannot say that name, and because it still keeps coming up like in the subtitles and when I'm trying to cover it up. But anyway, so we're going to call that red flag country. Okay, so Putz was saying the United States will never ever be able to stand up to that red flag country. And I don't know if he was like, at a meeting with people. I mean, it was beyond an interview. There were people sitting around, but it didn't look like it was in anywhere he's ever been before. But anyway, they were all kind of chuckling, and Putz is like, yeah, this has been 14 years in the making. I'm like, what? 14 years? And doing the mental math, 2022, that takes you back to 2008. And I have been saying for a very long time in my old channel, my old Jitter account, what happened 08, 09, this is where this all flipped and started. That was just to me a huge admission. Whenever the Republican Party has been oppositional defiant or giving Obama problems, that was directed by Putz. Gosh, we just really need him and Donholio to biodegrade stat. Yeah, I'm getting... It's like I'm hearing someone hit a bell. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, that's it. Okay. Yeah, biodegrade. Okay, we talked about that. Oh, I'm just tell you guys really quickly. My super annoying cough that comes up once in a while. I have cough drops here. It is post-nasal drip. It might be related to an allergy, but it is, in fact, I had that confirmed. It's just post-nasal drip. So I'm going to just take one of these just in case. Too much debt. Yep. Julie R., through my life being in banking and also in food service, I've learned people become ferocious when either of those two things are messed with. He is waking anger from everywhere, and I think he's really entertained by it because it makes him feel so big and grand and omnipotent. But again, this is during Mercury and Venus retrograde. Things aren't really real during these times, and that's why I always felt like the tariffs were temporary. You know what else about that word tariffs? that just leaps out at me all the time. They're talking about tarot. Like, for F's sake. Hunter, I bet the IC asked Lev to stand down. Yeah, I haven't been able to read on that at all. I did see that the other day. Since this big jumbled mess happened with the eclipses, my hands have just been like, nope. There is just too much stuff out there to try to tease through. Although, there are some things I can still share with you. We can talk about this. I thought this was very interesting. So this is when he signed the tariffs. It was very interesting to me. Mercury is at 27 degrees right now. It was 27 degrees then. It is conjunct the North Node at 27 degrees, destiny. But this is his trade war. That asteroid Wuhan, you know, that's an asteroid that I use for devastating, debilitating, destructive, transnational, global wars or devastation. And so here we have, oh, that doesn't work. I just need this. That is his war. And notice, it's over here in the 7th house. This is his opposition, the people he wants to hurt. And we've got Saturn there leading Venus. So this is when he signed it. He had Venus in Gemini above him with I think this was my last live because this was my last live because Venus and Jupiter were conjunct. And right down here, he's such an a-hole. What's anchoring this whole chart when he did that? We have asteroid BAM, which is what it sounds like. BAM. Something getting hit, something getting shot, something exploding. BAM. It's at 12 degrees, and that is the degree of the United States rising sign. So he's got his war against everyone in the name of the U.S. A-hole. And this is when he paused his tariffs. This was very interesting to me. I just used the time that was on his post. The first thing that leapt out at me, we have the top of the chart. The thing that's crowning him, the thing in the skies that everyone is screaming about. He's had enough. He's heard enough. Okay, fine. I'll do it. And this is really important. This is very telling because I'm always looking for glimmers of hope where he bends to the will or has to give in to like a major transit. And this one is it because even though the sun has like crossed the midheaven a little bit, when he posted that took a while for him to type. And this was clearly on his mind. So what is this up here? The midheaven at 3 degrees Pisces. That's where the sun was at USA Pluto return, the first one in 2022. That is so powerful to me. And plus we had, I think the second time, oh my gosh, the second time we had our Pluto return, I think this was the chart. It was anchored. Or no, Virgo was up here. Pisces was down here. It was like a flip. So now we're activating the Virgo sign here. So like this axis is totally activated. And the other thing that was happening, like the chart moves in this direction. So he is hearing about it. And this is about United States defenses. There is this angle. You have to protect our defenses. In Virgo, that is absolutely our defenses. But this is where he feels his power, and this is where he feels his aggression. He wants to blow everything up here. He thinks he could defend everyone by blowing shite up. But no, he's having communications here. No, that's not going to work. So the thing that makes him feel most empowered, he realized his Pluto, the thing that he likes to destroy, At this point, the second house, he had to save the United States and her economy. And it's like he had to relent. But he got the picture. He did get the picture on that. I want to know, where are you? How did angels? No, you're too nice. I'm going to, because this to me, this was a major loss on so many levels. And in Lawrence last night, he knew he would have to back off. We all knew it would happen, but he said that today that would happen. So USA, Pluto return. We are reborn again in 2022. We're still infants. We're transforming. The government is transforming. The sun is the sign of a leader. At the time, it was with Biden. Okay? So the sun crosses into the 9th house, lands far away. These are his hopes too. But I want to know, how did this sun adversely affect Donholio to make him break? This is our Pluto return sun. How did this? Oh my goodness. You know what? If I had a bunch of Legos here and I could put cards here, it's like all of this stuff down here. It's like balancing on this. So I'm just going to put the Page of Wands. Well, the people are irritated AF, and they are coming with their pitchforks. So this is what's driving it. This is what protesting works, you guys. And it's all the messages that are coming from, from businesses. But I just laughed because Felonia is just doing, and she is just, Page of Wands. The Ace of Swords cuts like a knife. Oh boy, is he getting this message loud and clear. And it's an ace. This is like, cut it out. Like people want him to cut it completely out. So this is the sun. How did it adversely affect Donholio? Ooh, the 6 of Wands. Oh, this. So the 6 Wands mob, that's all his pals abroad, his autocrats. They like to parade all around together with their money and thwarting things and, taking people's money and locking them up, okay? It puts it on the edge. It was a threat, I think, also to his mobsters. Can't do that. Beneath this, we have the 2 of Swords. This is, you have to make a decision. This sun adversely affected him because of the people he hangs out with, and it's like the sun cut him off. Whew. All these things lined up. We have the 2 of Wands. Again, spirited people, plans, and the Page of Pentacles, and people with money. There's so much that rides upon it, but this sun did actively influence him, okay? But there's something else we got to talk about with this, because there is just one planet, they should be on a different planet, but there is only one country, the red flag country, that benefits from all this. And that is something I wanted to target. Let me check in with you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous. He wants all that stuff to go down Pennsylvania Avenue. They're going to have to cancel that because, wasn't it last time they couldn't do a parade because the equipment was too heavy for the street and it would break the street? And, and that's for his birthday, which is in the middle. I don't think this thing is... I was just thinking in my head, I want to know about this parade, and right then my hands were like, nope, can't draw cards. To me, that's a done deal. It's not happening. He just might be blabbing about it or looking for another excuse to be trying to launder something. Oh my goodness, thank you, Purple. I don't think they're going to let Poopy Pants blow $100 million on a parade. Then he can have several infrastructure weeks to rebuild that avenue, right? Oh my gosh, I just had Electric Avenue go through my head. Hi, Debsy. Iris. Yes, I know that's why we need to give him a parade that will make him look like a fool. I know. It is so foolish. It is so embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. Okay, let's see. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. Hi, Renee. That's okay. Yes, yes, yes. I know. He's like a 5-year-old. Okay. Oh, Pete Hogsbutt. Ugh. Yeah, Pete Hogsbutt just seems cut off. Okay. So I said I wanted to look at who is benefiting, because I told you guys I really didn't draw a lot of cards because things weren't, it's just too much of a mess and I couldn't see any patterns. But then yesterday and then today, well, earlier, I was like thinking about, okay, so Donholio has carved a path. Look at Dark Moon Lilith. The pain, this is the pain, the abandonment of the United States, her economy, leaving us to rot and die and be isolated. You guys, this is part of the Steele dossier. I have not read it in a long time, but the things that I absolutely remembered that was for Donholio to, break up NATO, leave NATO, whatever, but to devalue the dollar and isolate America so that other countries like Russia, but the dossier said, Russia is like the front. They kind of stand in place for other countries that are hidden behind them. But so like countries like that could come forward. And it's like it's happening. That dossier was dated, okay, that was like 2015, 2016. Okay, so anyway, so my astrology cards, you so beautifully this week showed me this relationship between Donholio and the red flag country and how they're benefiting. Oh, and last time we got together, I can't remember what I was reading upon, but it showed that the Russia was the front for the red flag country in trying to keep the balance and stability of having funds go back and forth through Donholio. So what's the exchange here between Donholio and the red flag country? And this is Donholio. Yeah. And he's the biggest wuss, you guys. Come on. He backs down to everything. Are you kidding me? He's going to get up there and be like, yeah, more tariffs for you and more tariffs for you. And I'm standing. Come on. He would not. If it was really real, he would back off. He's such a wuss. And the red flag country, usually they go on rants about this kind of behavior from another country, and they haven't. They've been kind of quiet, or I haven't seen it. I just saw the rant in the Russian newspaper and the media a couple weeks ago, just so furious with Donholio and how ignorant this was, stupid this was, and just total amateur hour and chaos. Like, they were mad. Okay, so this is Donholio. Tears to China. Wink, wink. And this is China. That's it. Sagittarius, I see. Yes, China is far away. There's big deals to be had. There's laws they have to deal with. But it's like, this is the archer. This is the goal. The goal that has been set. Okay? And there you go. There's that moon card. I've always said this is the China. So, eyes on China. Well, that's the cards that I'm picking for right now. So, this is what's going between them. Oh my gosh. the first house body. This is the presidency. They made him president. I know there's a lot of things that made him president, but ultimately, I think it starts here. Okay. China. Oh, I'm sorry. Red flag country. Red flag country. What is it? What's your relationship to this first house body? Making Donholio. Oh, like this is in the air. I think this is pinging like satellites. Ding. I think there's others. And this, the King of Pentacles, the person with the money, the person with the data. China, red flag country relates to this relationship with Donholio in the air. The 6 Wands mob reversed. There are multiple countries involved with this, trying to get their leader elected. And it's like pinging down below. The Knight of Cups. This is pings. This is information coming from an American. Pinging back down. 3 of Pentacles. So it's like they get the information. They analyze all that information. What do they need to do next? Get this fine-tuned, well-oiled machine so nobody hears this. And the decision is made. Is it the red... And there we go. We take the information that the Donholio gives, and then we do something with it to get this guy elected. Okay? China. The South Node. The past. Life's debts. This is karma. It is absolutely karma. And the red flag country has been, for the last couple of years, having a really difficult time with their economy. I had heard recently that China was watching the Biden administration and how I said that word, watching the Biden administration and how they were getting their economy going, and they took notes, and like that's what they're going to do now. You got this? How are you guys doing? I know, he should be deported. I know, I can't even look at him anymore. Yes, China, the red flag country is on this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is, oh boy. Yeah, he is, is it degenerating? Anyway, you can see him, like he's melting. He just looks worse and worse. He has a bright idea. Is his makeup gotten darker? Like they let him out looking like that. And that's okay. And like your supporters in the news media aren't going to be like, wiping their cheek. You got something on your face. Oh, it's your makeup. It's really, this is so bad. Okay. Oh, we got to talk about Felonia. So, Donholio, this is your relationship with the China who keeps stepping up. There's a vacuum that's created, like leaving the World Health Organization, pulling supplies with USAID. They always step up to it. And now, with these tariffs, all of our allies are trying to do deals with China. I mean, red flag country, not China. It's not China. No, it's the red flag country. Donholio. Oh my gosh. Earth stability. This is my card for that red flag country. So Donholio is about providing stability, earthiness, pentacles, money. Also facilitating stability, earth. I feel like this is for him, stability. Like I'm thinking about that 4 pentacles where you sit on something. But it's like claiming this space. What, Donholio? What does this earth stability mean? Oh, look at that. Well-oiled machine. Laundering is what's going through my mind. So, Donholio. What does this earth stability mean to you? The office of the presidency and the China. You are providing stability, like this. You're covered in this. This is your challenge. Nope, you have no challenge now. This is just going straight down. What was your challenge? This was the, okay, in the past, this was the challenge. What's grounding you? That you are like, don't look. You're babbling this in the skies. In the past. Needing to, what with them? Give me 3 cards. This is what it means to him being in the office of the presidency of the United States and that red flag country that keeps benefiting. Oh boy, gives him strength. And this is also a rusher card, like rusher strength with the lion. But I feel like for him, he's like, I'm going to be the most powerful person. I can wrangle even the biggest threats down. And the 8 of Pentacles, I have a way of doing this. We've been thinking about this methodically. We've been doing it, you know, laundering. We got this down to a science. For the White House. And this to me is like, because you got me here, this is what I'm putting out there for you. So these look like all kind cards. Donholio. You. The 3 of Wands. He put that out there. That's the plan. Got him in the White House. And this is what his plan is going out there. It's not, you know, retracting or, you know, pulling back. He's not even intimidated. It's like this is an ongoing thing. We've had a lot of success with this. What's covering you? Oh, the 7 of Cups. Of course it is. It could be this. It could be that. Maybe we could have the tariffs temporarily forever. You know, what is this covering up? What is this covering up, this babble? The 7 of Wands. Keeping the upper hand, but we have 7s. This is like they've had all their middlemen and people. You've had your leaders have an idea. You've had all your middlemen get it back together. And now it's him. It's reached to him. And I'm putting this out there to you so that we can fight off whatever. Crowning him. The Empress reversed. He is babbling. These, I think this is the tariffs. Tariff war. Oh, no, because the rusher is also barren and doesn't have resources. These people are in need of resources, or is it to make the United States barren, like the rusher? Ugh. Did I say there was a challenge? This was the challenge before he got to this, the 6 of Cups. I feel like these are old debts with his 6 Wands mob people, the past. And they need to keep this, probably keep this trafficking thing going. The foundation of this, these are his defenses. This is how he is going to keep this secret forever that he's been doing all along, but like that is being kept guarded. In the past, he did what with the Hierophant? He was president before. He's got all these agencies figured out. He knows how this works. He's got his evangelicals, and he's worked with some unconventional governments, which is leading to what for the red flag country, the 2 of Pentacles. A little here for me, a little for you. We're going back and forth. It's like this whole drama is back and forth. There is no hostility here. What do I have here? Chariot, 9 of Swords, Page, Pentacles. Well, there you go. It's rounding up all that money. It is creating a disaster nightmare for us. But here we have some money. We have, oh, these are the these are the pages that are, you know, Felonia's dudes in the IRS. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is why the red flag country keeps winning. It was meant to be that way, and that's how it showed up last week. How are you guys doing? Blotchier bronzer. Yes. We had the strongest economy in the world. Yep. And all the other global economies are tied to us. It does make me very sad to hear PM Carney say, you know, our relationship with the United States, that's over now. The United States, after World War II, being the center of which the global economies flourished, has ended. So Donholio has disrupted the post-World War II order in who's leading, and that was another thing in that Steele dossier, that this World War II global arrangement is bullshittery to them. So yeah. Yeah, Electra, red flag power won't last either because they are not stable. And they are having an aspect where, like, when I put these charts together, I can absolutely see, oh yeah, Donholio has shared debts with, you know, the red flag country, and they're so empowered right now because they've got Pluto right there empowering them. But from a pure heart, Pluto in that first house empowering you gives you a CORY that can go for 25 hours, and he's doing it with a full heart, and it just spreads around the nation and the world. It just is going to be so long-standing. But Pluto in that first house with leaders, that's also war and destruction. So that red flag country needs to be careful. Okay, let's just find out. That red flag country, I think, needs to be careful. They have been very reckless. They have been trying to boot their economy a lot. They, you know, like CNBC or whatever, Bloomberg, they would say, oh, like there would be a report about how great they're doing. And then like a month later, there'd be a report, oh, those, you know, they're trying to pump up the economy again and that didn't work. And they just can't get out of first gear, it seems. So show me Pluto and Aquarius for that red flag country. This is Pluto. Its effect. Ooh. It's almost ready to turn over. The red flag country, how it's going to deal with this transformation. Oh, this doesn't feel good. There we go, Did I even... Anyway, lands far away. These are big aims, big intentions, big plans. This is Pluto that wants to turn over, and it is a challenge. Oh, Virgo. Okay, this is several things. It is military. It is public servants. For me, I just got a great big yes. Holy crap. Are they on the receiving end of Signalgate? That's also been NSO Pegasus. So it's like all the comms, all these secrets. This is them also, malware and hacking other countries. This is a big problem coming. Holy crap, there is a a bunch of evidence coming forth with that. Because this feels problematic. Why is this problematic? Why is this problematic? I can't even get these cards to stay in my hands. Why is this problematic? It's so problematic for them because of this. This, Pluto is oh, the Fool. not really getting off to a great start. If this is going to be in your first house of new beginnings, this is no, this is just like kind of wrecking the plan. So Pluto, the 10, oh my God, is this Mar-a-Lago? I think this is like this, it's going to come out how like the Mar-a-Lago, the oligarchs, all that money, everything shuffled through China or red flag country. Oh my gosh, the 5 of Swords. What? And the Knight of Swords. So it's espionage, it's destroying. So this is them, you know how they kind of like set up events or like those red flag police stations that were in New York, but like they're undercover and they attack. This is what Pluto's going to do. It's coming out. This is against them. Oh, I wonder if what? I'm wondering if, yes, we are infiltrated into their systems as well. They're in our, but not as much as they like to make Americans think. Wow, where did I get that? And this is Pluto, what it does for the red flag country. That is not fortunate. This is decrease. This is not going to work, you guys. Yeah, so the world's going with the red flag. It's not a good idea either. Oh, boy. Yes, I know. Purple, I read that they're a red flag. Yeah, those soldiers are there. So Ukraine is fending off NK, RU, and red flag. I mean, it's like, can we, for the sake of NATO, just get behind Ukraine? But I also think they don't want to get into a World War III because these guys really need a World War III to stay in power. And we were just kind of like draining their resources. This is not going to go well for the red flag country. I looked at this like a year ago when Pluto started edging close to that edge with their ascendant. It never looks good for them from my view, okay? I wanted to do that. I said I had to do something. Oh, Felonia. Oh, boy. He's having some problems. I don't like looking at these a-holes charts, but I had to look at his chart because, you know, like, what is going on? Divine Feminine Rising. Councils, not big bosses. Yep. It can't work because red flag is facing a huge economic disaster. I know. Totally. Okay. Yeah, and they're not equipped. They're not equipped. If they want to stand in for everything that we did, it's like they don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the supply chain. And with these tariffs now, Donholio's tariffs are going to fudge the red flag country over. I just got that. So it's, you know, it's his own undoing. I just can't with these people. Okay, that's a big hot mess. Yeah, what's this? I can't even look at this because it's so crazy out there that when I look at this, it doesn't make sense to me. Where's his chart? That goober, where is his chart? Oh, here it is. I can't believe I called him a goober. It's like my daughter's favorite name calling. She's in college. Such a goober. Okay. Pause tariff. Pause the tariffs. This was the eclipse. And and is he back here? So there were, okay, so I know a lot of stuff is going on. We've had all these eclipses and everything, but get this. Yesterday, the sun was 19 degrees Aries. Where are my notes? I have to say this correctly because there were a lot of things that happened that I was like, yay. Oh yeah, here, look at my notes. That 19 degrees Aries that was the American eclipse last year that cut through the nation I think last year, April 8th. It was at 19 degrees where the sun is exalted. And I think Mercury was sitting on top of Donholio's midheaven. But that eclipse, I always saw it as dividing the nation into two. That eclipse went like this. How did this divide the nation? And I'm not necessarily talking about divisive politics, but it divided us into what? So if this is the west coast, the east coast, and the path went up like this. So this is more like the west and the north. This is the east and the south. It divided us. These are assets. This is substance. This is income, money. The north, yod, destiny. Something fated for the north and the west. And then for the south and the east, we have the north node, life's purpose, reversed. I feel like this is turning on Biden. But this, to me, this shot looks like you have, this is pointing up. This is pointing up in the sky, you guys. I just got Elon satellites for that. Felonia satellites for that. Felonia satellites to overturn maybe an election. Sounds plausible to me. So yesterday was a massive click date, even though we are in eclipse season between the lunar and the solar eclipse this month. And some things that happened, I was like, oh my gosh. So we were seeing the Republican Party revolt even more against Felonia. And there's a whistleblower from Meta who claimed that Meta worked with the red flag country in developing AI. That happened yesterday. Missouri, did you guys see this one? So there was a town that fired their entire city council, and they were trying to pass anti-trans, anti-LGBTQ, blah, 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 all that stuff, and banning books. And the voters kicked them all out and got a new council that favors books and supporting everybody. That's in Ruby Red, Missouri. And then what happened? Where is it? Where is it? Did I write it down? Well, today. Well, Felonia was having a fallout with Ron Vera, Pete Navarro, Ron Vera. But it was announced today, the GAO is investigating Doge for what happened with Social Security. Hello, Eclipse. And Felonia is just having a hard time. This is his chart. You can see here his rising sign is 13 degrees Cancer. This is the United States sun. So all of him being and who he is and what he does and how he interacts with the world has to do with the United States. He has Mercury right there, exalted. The sun here, look at this 12th house. Where is this 12th house begin? Well, anyway, I think it's just this. He's got his sun. I meant rising sign here, you guys. I'm sorry. With USA sun. But his sun is 5 degrees Cancer. That is USA Jupiter. Big, big, expansive things. And what leads it is Venus. This is like big, expansive money and secrets. That's how he lines up with that so easily. And this bugs me, this 19 degrees Gemini, because that was the north node on J6. And so this here, the EP, that's like a secondary ascendant. This is the United States Mercury. That, it's like a secondary ascendant. Here, it says it more. Did I save this? Please tell me I saved this. Here. Okay. So this EP point at 24 degrees Cancer. Listen to this, you guys. So it's an intersection of like where the Earth and the ecliptic and blah, blah, blah meet with the West and the East. But but have you guys heard about Sabian symbols? They're like a symbol for every degree of the zodiac. Well, anyways, 24 degrees Cancer, Mercury deals. Listen to this. The image is a man with a rifle slung over the shoulder rides a horse across a desert towards an oasis. Oh my gosh. Yeah, with Felonia, that's like she's come and she's going to take everybody out. She's found the oasis. For the United States founding, that's her Mercury. She is setting out on the new frontier and making a whole brand new nation, a young nation coming to life. But this is the description. And this is Felonia. Independent, imaginative, and rebellious character. The rifle symbolizes physical strength, but also psychological qualities. One has the ability to implement projects by oneself, and one is driven by the certainty that the criticisms underwent at the outset will turn into praises once success is achieved. Everything related to innovation, of discoveries, foreign commerce, and exotic trade are very favored. Speculations in foodstuff are lucrative. Estrangement from the family is possible. Does that not totally sound him like a secondary rising sign like later in life? These Sabian symbols like freak me out sometimes because they are so odd at times. Well, here's what the problem is for Felonia. Remember earlier I was saying like at 27 degrees Pisces, there's Mercury, Venus, North Node, and now Saturn, I think, is at 25. Well, the North Node is your destiny. Opposite that, 27 degrees, Virgo, is the South Node. This is what you are releasing. His moon, I can't believe we have the same moon. Ugh. But anyway, so his moon, his emotions, his drive, how he sees himself as being totally perfect and occupied with his greatness, because look at that Leo right there. That's his emotional self. It is conjunct his part of fortune. So these things that he ruminates over, these things that the substance of him have turned out very fortunate. And you know what? This is also his ego. He can't, this is why he's so fragile. But Pluto, that's the thing that empowers him in the second house, that makes him a shite ton of money, just almost like hoarding, you know. And these are the people, this is what feeds him to be able to be so filled up and get these deals. And it's just so easy for him. Well, the South Node is coming over his Pluto, which is releasing. And it's like it's releasing his self-worth, yes, but also his monetary worth, his empire. It's in the process of being released. You've got a cluster of planets here, Saturn. They're just really sitting there right now. They won't even budge. He has no way out of this. And then, oh my gosh, that leads to his dark moon Lilith being abandoned. Can you believe this mofo? So anyway, so that was it. Hi, Jules Ever After. Purple Sky, you're amazing. Oh, thank you so much. It's crazy because you said I'm always floored at how gifted you are and how you are able to communicate all this info. I'm so happy to hear that. Of course, it's nice to be flattered. But tonight, I'm like, I have no plan. Usually, I have a plan that's been kind of brewing for a couple days. But I was like, I got to go live. We got to talk. I don't know what we're going to talk about. So I very much appreciate that, especially today. I think it is for me. He is a financial hoarder. Hi, Annie. I know, it is not possible. Okay, how are we doing? So we've been going for like an hour, 10 minutes. Do you guys have any more questions before we wrap this up? Because I feel complete. Signs, tariffs. You know what? Let me draw some cards with this tarot scope of him pausing the tariffs. What's going on here? It's not good, so we can do that. Hi, Steve. Delphian, sorry I'm late. It's okay, Delphian. We're happy to see you. Let's do that. He pauses tariffs. Him. What's feeding this? Oh, opposition. The secret. Ooh, this seems like it really wants to stay secret. And what was to be the hidden enemy to unleash on everyone, it can't be anymore. Crowning Donholio. Ooh. And defenses, water element. There's a lot of outrage. There's a lot of emotion. He is feeling it everywhere. Remember, we had the water guardian earlier. This is the outrage, the upset that is around the world. Donald, Uranus genius, this is supposed to be him. This is his genius idea to do the tariffs, but it backfired. And it's like a shock to him. Was he shocked? He was shocked. How was this a shock for him? He was shocked because this and this. He can't believe it. The Ace of Pentacles. The money, the deal. This is where the tariff started and this is where it's going to end. He was shocked because people weren't buying it. The Knight of Wands. There's no support. There was so much opposition to this. It's just not going to work. It fizzled out. Oh, man. These are such harsh judgments from around the world. He heard it. The secret he was planning with this, hey, let's do this. The sacrifice. The sacrifice of a nation. The sacrifice of our money. The sacrifice. What does he love about the sacrifice? He just loves this so much. You guys, I did. I shuffled that. This is the sacrifice. He loved this idea, but now he has to give it up. This is what he was planning to unleash on us. Mercury retrograde reinvention. This is the new plan, like suspending the Constitution, being the, I was going to say agitator, but the authoritarian dictator. Why is this not working? And put the tariffs on a screeching halt. This, he wanted to unleash this, but it's just not going to work. The Knight of Pentacles. It's not going to work. I wanted to unleash this. Pay off people, give them stuff. It can't work. It cannot work because he wanted to consolidate power and it's weakening. What's crowning him? It is not a blessing. This is not going to flow. This is not working. There is no support. Who's not supporting him? Whoo! The Four of Wands. He's going to lose the president. Whoa, wait. He's going to lose the president? Is he being threatened to be removed? Could he be removed? We're going to just lay low for us. Oh boy, we need to lay low. This is not a good idea. I think there's a threat that he realizes he could be removed. And that's the thing. It's like, well, go do it more then, get this guy out of here. Opposition. Pisces believe this is the secret that Biden knew about with the plan with other countries. It's found out. This was his secret plan. And Page of Pentacles, reversed. It's hurting too many people with money. What he wanted to help, it's going to hurt. It's like you can't make these things go together. What's grounding this decision to the provocations. He was getting incessantly badgered by this. Thank goodness. And the moon was in Virgo. Felonia has his moon there. Oh my gosh, what did Felonia have to do with this? Two of Pentacles, the balance of money, the balance of power to... He was going to out him. He would not support him anymore, and he was going to rain down more on this administration. Holy crap, you guys! I know he had to leave. Yes, get him out of here. Okay, so I think I'm just going to wrap it up here, you guys. Thanks so much for coming. I'm glad we had our powwow. I feel a lot better. Go watch some CORY. Go stand in your little forest. Go stand next to a tree. Grab a branch. Look at its little buds and all the promises that are out there that the universe is trying to whisper to us with new beginnings. Okay? We'll talk to you later.